However, if you have any questions during the course of this event, you can ask your questions using the chat window. I'm not alone on this call. I have my colleagues here. We have Benjamin Michael and Muhammad Bello, who are both applications developers. We have Kehinde Kasumu, who is a Dynamics 365 functional analyst, and of course myself, Sarah Ayemi. I'm your host. A brief agenda for this event so that you understand what it is you are getting out of this event. First, I'll be giving an introduction of Reliance Infosystems. We understand that this might be the first interaction some of you might have with us as an organization. So we'd like to tell you who we are and what we do. Coming after that will be the introduction to Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce. And after, we'll be having Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce capabilities. Shortly after, we'll be having the Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce demonstration. And finally, we'll be having a space for questions and answers. However, if you have any questions during any of the events or any of the sessions, please use the chat window to ask your questions, and we'll be sure to provide answers to them. Starting with the introduction to Reliance Infosystems, who we are and what we do. Reliance Infosystems is a leading and award-winning global ICT organization with physical footprints in Canada, which is our headquarters, United Kingdom, Pakistan, United Arab Emirates, Botswana, Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, and Egypt. We have a digital service reach of over 50 countries, and we are focused on assisting organizations like yours to harness technology in delivering your business goals. We also create enduring partnerships with our customers, and we also align our success strategy with their corporate objectives. The fundamentals of our businesses is built around winning with our customers. Most of the time, we find it awkward to even refer to you as customers. Instead, we refer to you as co-owners or partners, because we see our relationship more as partnerships, and we as co-owners of your business. And the effort we put into a business we co-own is the same effort we put in yours. At Reliance Infosystems, we measure our own success by the quantum of progress we have helped our customers. And with this philosophy, we have grown to become the 3-time winner of the Microsoft Partner of the Year Award. We've also been the Sophos Platinum Partner of the Year, and we've also been Sophos Partner Award winner. And we have other recognitions like the LCCI, amongst others. When it comes to providing solutions, we partner with a couple of organizations, some of which are Microsoft, Sophos, Avaya, Ribbon, Cisco, Splunk, SAP, Commvault, Rapid, Poly, Adobe, and a host of others. Would also like to mention that we have the partnership designation across Microsoft's 6 partner designations, which include infrastructure, data and AI, digital and app innovation, modern work, security, business application, and of course, Microsoft Cloud. All right, our success pillars include business transformation, operational excellence, and protection assurance. When we say business transformation, we mean that with business transformation, we assist businesses like yours to transform digitally, lowering costs, improving efficiency, and maximizing productivity. We also bring businesses closer to cloud innovations where they can leverage its scalability, flexibility, and pervasiveness. Some of the solutions we provide include identity and access management, enterprise voice and collaboration, business productivity platforms, enterprise storage, data center automation, cloud hosting solution, DR and business continuity, process automation, intelligent building solution, and of course, data center modernization. For operational excellence, we identify operational excellence to be the way people, data, systems, and processes are consecutively interlaced to create an automated production process. We engage platform-agnostic technologies to reinforce our customers' value proposition and their business offerings. Some of the solutions we provide include modern ERP solutions, one of which we are going to be discussing at this event. We have customer engagement, payments and collection integration, identity integration and simplification, data platforms, digital advisory, business intelligence, and of course, robotic process automation. Lastly, for protection assurance, our portfolio of protection assurance offerings helps organizations focus on their core operations by allowing them concentrate resource deployment to their own production and distribution of their products and services. Our protection assurance services are geared towards rendering to our own customers rest of mind as a service, where they do not have to worry about malware intrusions or cyber attacks. Some of the solutions we provide include gateway protection, endpoint protection, penetration testing, security audit, security intelligence, vulnerability assessment, advanced threat protection, and of course, governance and compliance, amongst many others. Before I hand over to my colleague to continue this event, I would like to tell you all that you have, because we are Reliance Infosystems, we are big on helping businesses gain a competitive edge and create a unique value proposition using technology. Reliance Infosystems will be offering a free one-on-one consultation and advisory service to all participants in this event. If you'd like to have a one-on-one, more private conversation with us, you kindly click on the link I'm going to drop in the chat window right now and book a session with us. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, please use the chat window and we'll be sure to provide answers. Thank you so much. Right about now, I'll be handing over to my colleague, Benjamin, who will continue this event. Over to you, Benjamin.
Thank you, Sarah. Good day, everyone. Welcome again to today's webinar, titled Streamlining Your Retail Operation with Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce. My name is Benjamin Michael, and I'll be taking us through the introduction to Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce, and I'll also be taking us through the core capabilities of Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce. So, changing customer behavior is driving a rapid evolution in the nature of commerce, and retailers need to adjust to every phase of this change in order to stay profitable and competitive in today's market. Customers are actively seeking for digital way of purchasing items or purchasing products and services. Therefore, digital is the new normal. It is no news that we are in a post-pandemic era and companies have gone back to business as usual. However, it is important for retailers to look for alternative and robust solutions that can help them sell their product with the minimum amount of contact possible. Customer experience is a key differentiator because no two customers are the same, and being able to deliver personalized experience to each unique customer can go a long way of converting these customers and increasing the retention rate. There is a need for supply chain agility. Retailers need solutions that will help them optimize their supply chain activities in order not to run out of products when customers are in need of them. Due to this current change in customer behavior, businesses like yours need to rethink their practice and be proactive rather than reactive. You need to get a connected view of your business to help you understand the needs of every aspect of the business at any point in time. Collecting holistic data is very important rather than keeping incomplete data, which is not sufficient enough to make actionable decisions or profitable decisions. Reporting activities that happened in the past is quite good, but you also need to pursue meaningful business goals and outcomes for the future. And then finally, you need solutions that will be available even when your network is being disrupted. Then enters Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce. What is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce? Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce is an omnichannel solution that helps businesses manage their retail activities from start to finish. And at the same time, they're able to customize their customer experience, and they're also able to increase employee productivity while optimizing their store operation. So this is the solution that helps businesses manage their retail activities from start to finish. Activities like the back office activity, the in-store activity, call center activity, e-commerce activity, and point of sale activity. While doing all this, you are able to increase your employee productivity and also provide personalized experience or personalized purchasing to your customers. Customers of these days carry out certain steps before interacting with businesses. This step is what we call the intelligent customer journey. Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce then comes in and gives you the avenue to meet these customers' need and or service these customers through what we call the intelligent business journey. The intelligent business process. The intelligent commerce customer journey comprises of 3 stages. We have the evaluate stage, the purchase stage, and the post-purchase stage. While the intelligent business process comprises of 3 stages, which is the merchandise and distribute stage, the sales operation stage, and the fulfill and service stage. What happens within the intelligent customer journey? First, they take the evaluate stage. This is where these customers carry out research on a particular business or a particular retailer and check out reviews and ratings about these businesses, and then proceed to make a decision on whether to purchase or not to purchase. So they come back. So when they make a decision to purchase, they visit different touch points of these businesses. Either they visit the e-commerce platform or the physical store, or they put a call through the call center. Then they purchase their item and then proceed to the post-purchase stage. In this stage, these customers are trying to take a look at their experience with this business and make a decision of whether to return to this business and purchase more products from these businesses. So they're also going to give out reviews about your business. If their experience was good, they give a positive review. If it was bad, you get a negative review. And then the intelligent business process. This comprises of the merchandise and distribute stage. This is the stage where you prepare yourself for customers to approach you and carry out business. So you determine the price of your items. You place items on different stores. You create a catalog for your e-commerce platform, and you decide how to replenish your items as items go out of stock. Then the sales operation stage. At this stage, you have these customers within your coffers, and you have the opportunity or the leverage to be able to convince these customers well enough to come back and carry out another purchase with your business. So your payment process has to be seamless. Your catalog has to be available for customers to see the range of products that you have, and many other activities within this, the store operations. And then your final stage, which is the fulfill and service stage. This is where your supply chain activities come into play. So you are able to deliver items to these customers as quickly as possible. This is going to help in a long way to convert these customers and make them your customers in the future. Now, we'll be looking at the benefits of Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce. Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce has numerous benefits, but we'll be looking at just a few out of them. We have engaged customers across channels. With Dynamics 365 Commerce, you can build loyalty and exceed expectation. You can modernize your retail store and streamline your operation, deliver a connected commerce journey, and then finally, you can gain agility and scalability via a natively headless solution. So we'll be looking at this one after the other. With Dynamics 365 Commerce, you are able to engage your customers across multiple channels. These channels include the e-commerce channel, the physical store, which may be the supermarket, and the call center. So customers have the freedom to select from all these range of channels which one best fits their convenience or best meets their needs. So you are providing convenience and choice to your customers. Along with this, you are also consistently engaging these customers on all these platforms. So you are giving similar experience on your physical store, on your call center, or on your e-commerce platform. You can also create promotions from a central location across all these channels that you operate. And this gives your customer more engagement and more interest in your business. The Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce also gives you the ability to build loyalty and exceed expectation. You can build loyalty and exceed the expectation if you have a 360-degree view of your business. This helps you to personalize your customer experience, and this information is also available for your employees, for them to be able to create a more lasting relationship with these customers. So employees are fully empowered in order to serve these customers better. And at the same time, you can expand your customer choices. So having a lot of product available or your catalog is wide means that this customer will have a sense of feeling that they can purchase anything from your business. And then we have modernize your retail store and streamline your operation using AI-driven solution within the platform, and machine learning capabilities, and finally, advanced analytics. It helps your business to maximize profits. At the same time, you are able to enhance your decision making. With advanced analytics, you are also able to actively or accurately predict your customer demand based on the past history that these customers have, the past transaction these customers have carried out with you. Using a particular feature, which we call the master planning feature, it helps you to streamline your sourcing and replenishment. This helps by creating a minimum reorder level, so that when items are running out to a particular level, you are able to automatically create purchase orders in order to request for more of those items before they run out in different stores. And then with Dynamics 365 Commerce, you are able to deliver a connected commerce journey. This is available by making use or leveraging on other Microsoft Dynamics 365 platform to keep this customer fully satisfied and engaged in your business. So you can make use of the Dynamics 365 customer service to keep your customer satisfied through all the stage of their journey from start to finish. And at the same time, you can quickly or rapidly build an AI chat that is going to respond to customer requests and customer inquiries 24 hours a day. And then finally, with Dynamics 365 Commerce, you can gain agility and scalability via what we call the natively headless solution. So this solution is available, and it helps businesses to detach their data or resources from their interface. This interface can now be rapidly expanded and created or generated for various channels that are requested by customers. So you are actively expanding your business or scaling to new territories as quick as possible. And as you are scaling to this new territory, you just get your data and you connect back using an API-first commerce. And then at the same time, you can proactively safeguard your data with the compliance cover and the security feature available within Dynamics 365 Commerce. You are able to safeguard your data because it's stored in a particular location, and you expand to various aspects or scale to other territories within your business. So we'll be looking at some of the testimonials from Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce users. And this is from the Chief Operating Officer from Fort Norman Mason, and he states, "It is the best tool in the marketplace to support the flow of product through to our distribution system, out to our store, out through our online channel, and out to our international customers. Dynamics 365 Commerce puts us in a really fantastic place to support our growth for the future." Now, at this point, I want to remind all participants that if you have any questions, kindly drop them in the chat window. I will be sure to respond to them accordingly. So we'll be proceeding to the core capabilities of Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce. The capabilities of Dynamics 365 Commerce comprise of omni-channel retailing, inventory management, point of sale, which we call the POS, the customer relationship management, reporting and analytics, security and compliance, and then pricing and licensing. So we'll be looking at each of these capabilities one after the other. For the omni-channel retailing, for the omni-channel retailing, This is the ability for businesses to sell their products using different channels. So they provide a channel for their customers to interact with them or to carry out business or make purchase from their stores using maybe the online channel, which we call the e-commerce platform, the in-store channel, which is regularly called the supermarket, and the mobile channels, which we call the call center. So these channels are also able to help you manage your inventory, your pricing, and promotion. At the same time, you're also able to manage your customer data across each of these channels. Then inventory management. Dynamics 365 Commerce comes with the capability of managing your inventory. This helps you to check your stock level, understand how items are being sold, whether they are fast moving or slow sellers, and then you can make decisions on pricing and promotion on these items. At the same time, you're also able to understand your vendors' performance and know their lead time in order to purchase from the right vendors that are going to deliver as at when due. Then the point of sale capability. Every retailer has to sell their product and collect a particular payment for that product that was sold out. So Dynamics 365 Commerce helps businesses to make transactions with their customers using the POS capability. And this capability is available on the cloud-based point of sale or the modern point of sale. The cloud-based point of sale is available online, while the modern point of sale is available for businesses, even when their network is being disrupted. So the point of sale solution is customizable to fit any unique wants of your business or any retailer's needs. And then we have customer relationship management. Dynamics 365 Commerce helps businesses to manage their customer data. They're able to make their customer experience as personalized as possible. So you have enough customer data that will help you make decisions about your customer, how to service them better, or how to improve their loyalty and the retention rate of this customer. This tool also helps you to manage customer complaint and customer case management. And by this, you are able to respond to customer dissatisfaction as quick as possible, and you are able to solve their issues. And then reporting and analytics. Dynamics 365 Commerce comes with the capability for reporting and analytics. Businesses are able to have insight into their business data, and be able to make decisions about their business, how to progress, how to grow, how to expand, and many other decisions. So Dynamics 365 Commerce also provides the ability to manage this information and make decisions, decision maker have their work done as easy as possible. Then security and compliance. Dynamics 365 Commerce helps businesses to stay compliant to regulatory standard. At the same time, they are fully protected and safe from any form of harm or threat. Using security features like the role-based access control, the data encryption, and the multi-factor authenticator, it helps businesses to stay fully protected while they carry out their business and make profit. Then pricing and licensing. Dynamics 365 Commerce comes with the capability for businesses to be able to select which subscription base they want to purchase or they want to make use of. So retailers are able to select if they are using a pay-as-you-go model of payment or the subscription-based model of payment. And this is good for business decision makers to be able to decide which one best fits their budget or their business needs. So in conclusion, Dynamics 365 Commerce is a powerful solution that helps businesses or retailers to unify their retail activities and at the same time provides a superior shopping experience for their customers. So with that, we'll be moving on to the demo session, and that will be handled by Kende. But before we proceed, I would like to remind all participants again that if you have any questions, kindly drop it in the chat window. I'll be sure to respond accordingly. So right now, we're moving on to the demo session. And Kende, over to you.
Thank you, Benjamin, for that wonderful presentation. Hello, everyone. So I'll be taking you on the demo session, and I believe that many of us are expectant and waiting to see the application we've been talking about. All right. Times 365 Commerce, my colleague Benjamin has told you many of the functionalities and benefits already. And so this is the Times 365 Commerce. One thing I would like to start with is to tell you that Times 365 Commerce has three panels. You have the physical store, you have the online store, and you have the call center as well. But in integrating these three channels together, you need a back office application which enables administrators to be able to do things like configurations, creating inventory, creating master data like your customers, your products, and all of that. So this is the back office application, as we can see. Just minimize this. And so when in the back office application, we have so many functionalities, we have so many modules. And I'll just start by walking us through an overview of some of these modules before we go proper into the point of sale application. We know that a typical retail company that engages in sales of products, what they would want to do is that they of course also procure these products from certain suppliers, and every transaction, either it is purchase or it's a sale, you would want to, it always impacts your books. You want to at the end of the day be able to generate what see how you're doing financially. And so the bedrock of Times 365 Commerce is finance. And so I'll walk you through the various finance modules for some of the financial functionalities that we have. One of it is the chart of accounts. Every company, has a chart of accounts where you map the various ledger accounts to the different posting types that you have or account types that you have. So in Times 365, we can imitate your chart of account. We can bring it in as it is, or we can also, fine tune it, based on how the application should work. So we can see the various account types and categories: asset, liabilities, equities, revenues, and so on and so forth. Another functionality that we have is financial dimensions. Financial dimensions enable you to be able to track in detail what transaction information you want to see. So let's take a scenario. For example, you have retail outlets in Lagos, in Houston, in Texas, in Accra, and you want to be able to see the sales per location. You want to be able to see the expenses that are incurred per each of this branch. So what you would be able to do is be able to create these branches as financial dimensions. You can also be able to create them as cost centers, to be able to track which part of your business is incurring most costs. So this enables you to be able to generate reports at the end of the day and inform, key management decisions. Another functionality is fiscal calendars. Every company runs a yearly calendar, right? Financial calendar, and be it if it's the 1st of January to the end of the year, or if you run a fiscal year that's from April, 1st of April to probably the 30th of March the following year, we can actually, Times 365 Commerce has the flexibility to create whatever financial year you're running, and all of the transactions that is incurred during the financial year can be posted into various periods. Another functionality that resides on this base of fiscal calendar base is the ability to be able to close a period. You might want to probably close transactions for the previous month. You can also want to run your year-end close so that your closing balance is brought into the opening balance of the new financial year. So that functionality also can be done with Times 365 Commerce. Times 365 Commerce also has multi-currency functionality. So in scenarios where you have branches across multiple countries that deals with different currencies, you can set up various currencies in the application. And it also has a robust exchange rate system whereby you can configure an exchange rate provider, and you don't have to, for exchange rates that they are floating or quite flexible, you don't have to worry about having to change the exchange rate every other time. You can configure exchange rate providers, and that a bad job does the automatic updates daily, or how frequent, it depends on how frequent you configure the updates in the system. So it can automatically update the exchange rates between the currencies that has been set. In terms of budget planning, Dam365 Commerce also covers budget planning. In case you want to be able to set budgets per location or per department, you can configure your budgeting planning system, be it is the top-bottom budget planning process or the bottom top planning process. Dam365 takes care of whatever methodology you want to use for your budget planning. So you can create a budget planning at the top and distribute the budgets to various departments or various branches, so that the budget manager for each of the departments or operating units can fill in the budget line, request, and then these budgets, when submitted, can then be automatically aggregated into the parent budget at the top. So this dynamic budget planning system enables you to automate the budget planning process for your business. So you don't have to worry about keeping your expenses in check. The system does that through the budget control configuration, where you can set thresholds for each expense or each entry per location or per department. Dam365 Commerce also have a very robust reporting tool, as well as inbuilt reports for financial decisions. So, of course, business owners are more keen about this. What they want to see at the end of the day is, am I making profit? Am I making loss? Where should I check? What decision should I make? So you need something to inform your decision. So Dam365 Commerce has inbuilt reports that cut across every module that you can see here. And not just the modules, you also have your financial reports, where you can run things like your income statement, your 12 months rolling reports, your cash flow, your balance sheet, and so many other reports that are quite numerous. And also, if you need a maybe custom report, it has the management reporter inbuilt application that can help you modify the reports as your requirements per your requirements. So it's so flexible and so robust reporting tool. All right. We also have, so that's just an overview of some of the finance functionalities. We have other things that we are not going to go into today, because we just want to talk about the things that are relating to commerce, right? We have fixed asset management, we have expense management, and so on, cost accounting, and so on. All right. So we are going into the supply chain management module. And here we look at the SKUs, the list of products that you usually want to sell, maybe at your retail stores or your retail outlets. So you can bring in your retail products, create your products in the system. You have the functionality to either create them as product master or product variants. Let's take, for example, you sell shirts, t-shirts, for example, like mine, and you have variants of these t-shirts. So maybe you have a small size, you have a large size, you have a medium size. You have the capability to be able to create them, create one product master, which is t-shirt, and then create, various variants. It could be based on size, large. It could be based on color, black, blue, green, as you can see here. So that's quite a robust functionality to enable that you capture all your SKUs, based on what you have in your inventory. All right. Another functionality that we have is the inventory management, where you have the ability to be able to see what you have in stock per time. This is real time, and it is integrated and synchronized to point of sale devices, real time, right? So you can see, maybe you want to answer questions such as, what do I have in my inventory in this site and this warehouse? So you can just use this on-hand list. And you also have an on-hand report that can be generated and also exported in any format, PDF, Excel, Word. You can export it in any format as well. So you can see your physical inventory, what you have available physical. And so if you are using something like a reservation functionality, where if an order is in process, you want to reserve that quantity so that someone else does not, raise that quantity. You can also see the orders that are reserved and so on and so forth. Another thing that you can also do is, which my colleague also mentioned, is the ability to be able to set replenishment levels. So you want to probably see things like be able to ensure that your supply chain, you always have your inventory levels are not out of stock, or your SKUs are not out of stock per time. You can set things like your minimum inventory level. So if we look at what we have here, just a minute. All right, yeah. So if you look at what we have here, we set up a minimum. We're using a minimum. Second. I think I set that up on the first one. Item. All right. So we are using a minimum maximum replenishment methodology or process. So if you look at here, we have we set up a site and warehouse, and you can see that the minimum inventory that should be at this warehouse per time should be 100 quantity. And the maximum that this warehouse can accommodate is 3,000. So we can run what we call the master planning process, where the system, based on the lead time that has been set up here, has purchased 2 days, and on the replenishment type, which is okay, we've not chosen that. This should be a purchase order, right? And so the system uses all of this information and looks at what you have at the inventory, what you have in stock in that warehouse or location, and the system use that to be able to. So let's give a scenario where in this Houston warehouse, the minimum, the current inventory that you have here now is 50. What the system will do based on this calculation is that the system will create a planned purchase order, because I have set it up here to create a purchase order, to bring the inventory up to the maximum. So it's going to create the addition, the difference between what you have in store. Let's say you have 50, it's going to create 2,950 quantity, so that it brings the total to the maximum, which is 3,000. So you can do this for purchase orders. You can also do this for transfer orders. Let's say you have a store or a retail outlet that has more quantity, let's say in Texas, you can do a transfer from Texas, as replenishment to the warehouse that is running out of stock, or that is going below the minimum inventory level. So that can be automated. As you can see, you have planned purchase orders that are created here automatically from the system. So you don't have to worry about, monitoring that manually, whether your inventory are running low or not. It simply gives you this and, prompts you as well. You can configure email alerts and notifications here, so that you can see that, okay, a planned purchase order has been created and you need to approve that manually. All right. So you can review that and send the PO to the supplier to deliver to you. And so moving on to the retail and commerce module in proper, we have I told you we have different channels. So we are going to be focusing on stores, physical stores for this demo. Here you have different stores that you can set up in the system. For each store, you can decide to choose the shipping warehouse as well as the receiving warehouse. So it's possible you could have a scenario shipping warehouse different from where you receive, or it could be the same. It's quite flexible for you to adjust that depending on your business process. All right. So another thing you could do, you could set up tax, your tax configuration depending on what government authorities is presiding over this. You can set up payment method for each store. You want to receive cash, you want to receive cards, you want to receive payments by transfers and so electronic payments and so on. So you can set up payment methods for each store. You can configure your income and expense account for each store. You can also set up modes of delivery, maybe customer pickup, truck, standard, whatever delivery method you have, you can set that up in the system as well. One of the functionality my colleague spoke about, which is quite important, especially in a scenario or in events where you could have network downtime, is the offline functionality. So you could configure the registers, which are also mapped to the stores, to support offline modes, right? So that when the network, you have network interruptions, you could automatically switch to offline mode, where your transactions, your cashiers keep on selling to your customers, and they are not interrupted, or they don't have to stay on the queue. You don't have long queues, right? And when the network is restored, this system automatically transfers all the transactions that has been, stored locally in the local database up to the central database, which is online. So that functionality exists within Dynamics 365 modern point of sale application, which I will talk about in a minute. All right, moving on, for each of your stores, you have staffs, you have cashiers, you have managers, retail managers, you could have, warehouse officers in each store. So you might want to create workers, so you can create workers in the system, you can attach them to each store, and they have capability to be able to, you can maintain things like they can have access, if you create them as users, they can have access to the employee self-service, where they can manage their personal information. They can request for leave. If they don't have access, their managers could do this on their behalf from my team, and they can do things like submit expenses, expense reports. They can also register for course and do some other things within the human resource module. So let's go on to, so we'll move to discounts. Another capability that we have within commerce is discounts, ability to set any form of discounts that you can think of. So let's think ranging from the simple discounts to the threshold discounts to the quantity discounts to the mix and match discounts, buy one, get one free, buy two, get one product, free, or 25% discounts, or maybe just reduce, any form of discount that you can imagine. That 65 takes care of that. So you can set up your discount model, choose whatever you want in products you want to include, and the quantity they must buy and what percentage will be off, or if it's a free, it could be 100% off, and so on and so forth. All right. Moving on, so we also have another functionality which I will show you from the point of sale application, is the ability to issue gift cards as well, as well as loyalty. You can create loyalty programs where your customers have to partake in some activities like maybe buy over time, buy some quantity of products. It could be one product, it could be multiple products. You could create different loyalty programs, and they can partake in that activity and earn points. And over time, that points can be redeemed, can be used to pay for transactions and so on. So before we go to loyalty programs, this is an example of a gift card that has been issued to a customer. And from the point of sale, I'll show you where we check, we would see that balance and gift card, and we can also use that for transaction, for payment of transaction from the customer point of view. This is loyalty cards. I'll just show you the loyalty program. Second. All right. So let's look at the loyalty program. So we have a loyalty program here. And if you look at the loyalty scheme, you would see the various activities that have been configured for that loyalty program and the redemption rules. So you could set the redemption rules, for example, if they earn, let's say 5,000 points, and you want the redemption rule to be like a one naira or a 1 USD to 1 point, or a 0.5 points to a 1 naira or 1 USD. So you could configure that redemption rule, and you could configure the various activities. So maybe they need to purchase some products in a category, by certain amounts, and they earn 1 point. So you can configure that activity here. You can see various activities that have been configured here. Purchase, buy this, and earn 100 points and all of that. And here you can see the redemption rule, payment by amount. You can see it's 0.25 to 1 point, equation. All right. So let's show you. Okay. So let's show you another capability. Okay, I'll come back to this once I go to the point of sale application. So we also have the ability to create categories. So your list of products that you sell can be grouped and categorized. So you could create categories for various purposes. So you could create a special category for procurement purposes. So if you have to buy from your suppliers, and you can also create a category that is different, which is for your customers, which is called, we could call it as, we could term it navigation hierarchy or channel hierarchy, right? So you could set up different hierarchies. You could also set up hierarchies for seasonal products. Let's say for products where you have to sell in in Christmas time or festivity period, you can set up, categories for various purposes. So let's go on to um let's go on to the point of sale application proper. All right. So as a system, I must mention that the system is security role based, and so you have various permissions that can be set up, and you have various security roles that can be configured for each user. So it means that based on the security model, I can determine what a user can see per time and what the user can do, per time. All right. So I have created myself as a manager, so I have more oversight over more functionalities, so that I'll be able to show you some of the things that we have in the point of sale application. So I'll sign in. As a cashier now, one thing a cashier will want to do is to determine if he or she is opening a new shift, or if he or she has a shift that has been suspended and is now trying to resume, the suspended shift. But now we'll just open a new shift, and we can configure drawers in the system. So this is just like your typical drawers where you keep, your cash, right? And so the drawers, I'll show you the functionality of the drawers. Now, when a cashier signs into the system, one of the functionalities the cashier can do is to clock in. So once the cashier clocks in, we have a time and attendance module that is seamlessly synced to the point of sale applications, so that the time at which this cashier clocks into the system is tracked at the back office. So at the end of the day, you can generate things like your attendance reports. So that was what we were trying to generate here. I can generate attendance reports where I can see each worker and what time they clocked in. So if you look at my worker now, you can see I clocked in. This was the last time I clocked in, but if I clock in here, it would update the clocking time, and you will see that at the back office. So this can be used to generate attendance reports at the end of the day. You can approve, and if the workers, forgets to clock out, you can automatically clock out the worker from the back office as well, depending on what you want to do as per your business process. All right, let's move on. So we'll go into the various, the real functionalities of a cashier. So the first thing the cashier will want to do is to declare what he or she made in the cash drawer, right? So I can declare a start amount, right? So drawer has been opened already because maybe I made, let's say $300 in the drawer. I can declare that as my cash amount, as my start amount, and I proceed to perform other, daily operations, like selling, to customers that come to the cash points. All right. One of the functionalities you have here within the point of sale is to be able to browse categories. So of course you will not want to do this. You have the ability to, when you have long queues in front of the cashiers, they want to simply scan the product. So this has the capability to integrate to various hardware devices, not just scanners, but to printers as well. So you can scan, the barcodes of the items, and it simply, system simply registers the item here in the transaction line automatically. So you don't have to, browse categories and all of that. But if you want to, maybe you want to check where a product, which category a product falls into, you can actually browse the various categories that you have here. Another functionality that we have is the ability to be able to, do inventory lookup and price check. So, for example, a customer comes in and maybe someone forgot to place a label on a particular product, and you want to do a quick price check, you can simply just type in the product or scan the products. If we had I don't have a scanner beside me here, but I would have scanned, one of two products and show you. But you can simply type the product number or the product barcode. It also fetches the product, and you can see the price of the product immediately. You can also do inventory lookup. You want to see what products you have in stores over, this could be a function of a manager. You want to be able to see products, the inventory of a particular product across multiple locations. You can see that here in Houston, we have 14 of these youth accessory combo and so on and so forth. You would say you could see -1, right? You have the flexibility to configure if your process allows negative inventory, or if you do not want to allow negative inventories. So what I mean is that selling what you do have. Some business processes require that, some don't. The system is flexible enough to, you can tailor it to whatever your process requires. You could, okay, we've talked about price check. You could see what you have, from the store manager point of view. If you have an inbound inventory, meaning that to your warehouse or to your store, you have a transfer that is coming in, or you have a shipment that is coming in, meaning that you need to receive some products either from a supplier, which is a direct supplier, or from another retail store. So you can view all inbound inventories here, and you can process it for receipts as well. So here you can see that it says that start receiving, begin scanning product. So if you have a scanner, you just need to scan the barcode of that item which had arrived, and the system automatically lists it here, and you can process receipts. Same thing for outbound, goes for outbound inventory. You can view your outgoing, sorry, that was not that. Let's go back. Outbound inventory. Yeah. So you can view the outbound inventories. Maybe you're doing a transfer from your own store to another store. You can see from Houston. I am in Houston here, from here. So you can see that. So if I'm transferring from Houston to another store, you can see the details of that transfer as well, and you can proceed to also process it, and can as well initiate it depending on this configuration. So this configuration is not one that is not a direct approach. You can actually, change. We can configure these styles. We can switch it over and bring in some other functionalities or take away some functionalities. Just it's quite flexible, right? Okay, let's perform a typical transaction, right? A typical order to cash process. So we've opened the script and we plugged in as per uh, the cashier now. So we go into the transaction lines, which of course will be the default dashboard for a cashier, and we can add a product. That could have been added by scanning, but I will just use my notepad here, and I'll put in the products. Had this, all right, and I would. So if you have a customer, not all customers would want to give their information. It could just be a working customer, and maybe they don't want you to store their information. That would be stored to the default customer record, right? Or you could have the customer record and you can just search for the customer. So let's search for a customer that is already in the system, so we can see some other functionalities like the loyalty cards and the gift card as well. So I'll search for myself that rated as a customer, and here you can see my record, and you can just do a quick check of the customer. Maybe the customer presents to you a loyalty card. You can try to see what is the balance on the loyalty card. So here you can see that this customer has 420.45 points. You can also see recent purchases. This customer bought something earlier today, and you can just see some overall information, overview of the customer record, and you can just add the customer to the transaction. And so the customer can pay through different methods as per your configuration. Could pay per card, by cash, could pay via card, could pay using the loyalty card, or could pay using a gift card. So you have various options that customer can use. You can also decide to also change things on the orders, like set a quantity, set change units of measure. We have instances where you procure in cartons or in boxes and you sell in pieces. So from the back office, we would have configured, you can configure things like, your unit conversion. So if the total size in the total pieces in the carton is 12, you configure 12 to, 1 carton, so that when you're selling, the system understands that the purchasing price, will be, divided by the total units that you have and that you're selling, with. So system understands that configuration and also takes care of that aspect of, unit differences when between purchases and selling. You could also return, process customer returns. You could, process gift cards, like I said earlier. You could pay via cash, via loyalty, and so on. And you could also view discounts in the, view available discounts. Maybe this product qualifies for a discount, as you can see here. Yes, it does. You have the loyalty 5% off over 100. So if he is buying over $100, you have 5% of that product. But this is just 69 or 70 thereabout. So let's pay with loyalty cards. Okay. Okay, let's go. Boom. I'll just refresh this. So the pay with loyalty can process loyalty payments, and the points, like I said, the matching of the points to the uh, the points to the amount would be deducted, the equivalent will be deducted from the total points that has been earned. So as you can see, the transaction is still there. I can still continue. I can also suspend the transaction. For example, the customer wants to go back to the shelf to pick up some additional items. I can suspend this transaction while I don't keep other customers waiting on the queue, and I can proceed to process another transaction line. And when the customer is back, I can simply recall transaction that the customer had. All right. So you can select that here. So that the system is so flexible. And at the end of the day, after processing so many transactions, the cashier can decide to go to the point of sale application and do what we call a blind close shift. So a blind close shift simply to summarize, automatically summarizes every transaction that has occurred for that shift if you are actually posting statements by shift, or if you're doing it per store. So it's going to summarize the total, or per day rather. It's going to summarize the total transactions that have occurred for that day or for that shift, and go put take it, transfer it to the back office where the finance person can review the transactions and then post the statement, and that is when it acts your ledger. So we can see an example of a statement here. So here you simply, this is just an example of one payment that has been posted. You can see the total cash payments. If we drill down to transactions, you will see the breakdown of all of this. So the system is quite flexible enough to take care of whatever needs in terms of from your finance to your supply chain to commerce itself to the point of sale application. And what I've just showed you is the cloud point of sale application. You have the modern point of sale application, which has the same experience, but the only difference is that with the modern point of sale, you can work offline. That does not require you to have internet connectivity. You can work offline, and when internet is restored or network connectivity is restored, you can then automatically sync to the central database, which is in the cloud. And based on what I've showed you so far, that's 365 Commerce, and it streamlines your retail commerce operations. And with this, you can be sure that you have a very good retail business. Thank you, and I'll transfer you back to my colleague, Sarah.
Very much, KD, for that session. Right about now, we'll be going to questions and answers. We have a question for you, KD. Let me try get it out again. How can we derive business intelligence and cost-saving functionality, or maybe reports using this platform? An answer has been provided, but I'll just like you to expatiate on that, please. Kindly, please.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. Just to answer that question, I showed you some of the reports that we have. Let me see if I can share my screen again. Some of the inbuilt reports that we have in terms of from the financial reports perspective, as well as from. So if we go into each of these modules, you have inbuilt reports. You would always see the inquiry and report section. It's always in every module. So in that section, you would have each section has reports that talks to that module, that area. So let's say, for example, the account receivables. When it comes to your receivables, you will see things, reports like your customer statement, your customer balance, the total sales orders. Let me just show you some of them. You can see the reports are even grouped and categorized by what you want to see. So for customers, you can see customer account statement, customer report, reimbursement, turnover. For orders, you can see your ledger postings or your invoices. You can see payments. You can see gift reports, and same is replicated across every module. That's aside the financial reports that we have. So it depends on how granular you want to go in terms of reporting. The system is able to go as deep as you want. So even if it does not any of this out of the box, which cuts out of the box, cuts over 100 reports. If it doesn't meet what your requirements, we also have functionalities like the management reporter, that can be used to build tailored reports to your specification. I hope that answers your question.
I'm sure it does. Yes, I just got a thumbs up. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Thank you very much, Kendi. Do we have any other questions, please? Any question, please? You can use the chat window. Okay, if we do not have any more questions, just want to do one last check. Okay, we don't have any more questions. Thank you very much, everyone. Before we call it a day, I am dropping a form in the chat box. Please fill it. It's a feedback form. Would like to know what you think about this event. Were we able to answer your questions? Were we able to clear your doubts or any concern you might have had concerning Dynamics 365 Commerce? Let's just know. It's just a feedback. Let's know what you think about this event. Also, if you would like to have a free one-on-one conversation with us, a free one-on-one consultation and advisory service, you can, I'll drop a link right now. You can click on it and schedule a session with us, and we'll be sure to have a one-on-one conversation with you. We understand that you might not necessarily want to talk about your organization here. You want a more private one-on-one conversation. So kindly click on the link, schedule bit.ly schedule Reliance, and we'll be sure to engage you in a session, a private one-on-one session where you can ask your questions and we'll provide feedback and answers. All right, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you so much for staying to the end. It was an amazing event. I learned so much and I hope you did too. So yes, I wish you a great day and weekend ahead. Do have a lovely day. Thank you so much for joining our webinar, Streamlining Your Retail Operations with Microsoft Dynamics 365 Commerce. We hope you learned a few things and you can implement in your organization. Thank you very much once again. Do have a lovely day ahead. Bye, everyone.